Royal Caribbean just opened the brand new Royal Beach Club in Nassau, Bahamas, and not all cabanas here are created equal. One of them has the worst view in the entire beach club. One is secretly the smartest booking in the winter. One is built purely for parties. And one feels more like renting a private beach mansion for the day. Today, I'm breaking down every single cabana, the pros, the cons, and who each one is actually worth it for. So you don't waste money on the wrong one. Let's start with how this place is laid out. Before we break down the cabanas, here's a quick look at the layout of the Royal Beach Club. On one side, you have Chill Beach. This area is designed with families in mind and sits close to the family pool and higher energy areas. On the opposite side is Paradise Beach. It's quieter, more relaxed, and more focused on ocean views. And right in the middle of it is Party Cove. This is the social hub built for music, celebration, and group energy. Each zone offers different cabana styles, and where you book matters just as much as what you book. Let's start at Chill Beach. These are the Beach Cabana and Spacious Beach Cabana at Chill Beach. I'm going to be very straightforward here. From a view perspective, these are the weakest cabanas at the Royal Beach Club. You're positioned at the very back of the beach. In front of you is a full field of loungers. You're not looking at open ocean. You're looking at rows of chairs. Of every cabana here, this one has the worst view, and that matters at this price point. Now, the pros. Chill Beach itself is a much larger stretch of fine sand compared to some of the other areas. The beach here feels wide, open, and very family friendly. You're close to the family pool, which is a huge advantage if you're traveling with kids who want both sand and pool access. There's constant activity nearby, so it feels lively without being chaotic. And because this area is so centrally located, everything feels convenient. If you're prioritizing convenience, kid friendly access, and a spacious sandy beach over dramatic ocean views, this cabana absolutely makes sense. If you're booking primarily for views, I would look elsewhere. Next up is the Panoramic Pool Cabana at Chill Beach. This one is really about two things: the view and the proximity to the pool. Even though it's technically a pool cabana, the positioning gives you breathtaking ocean views. It feels open, it feels dramatic, and visually, this is one of the strongest cabana locations in the entire beach club. It's actually one of my personal favorites. That combination of sweeping ocean views and immediate access to the family pool is what makes this one stand out. You get the energy of the pool right next to you while still enjoying a panoramic backdrop that feels elevated compared to much of Chill Beach. This cabana works especially well if you want to feel connected to the activity without being fully immersed in it. You can watch the kids in the pool, step into the water within seconds, and still sit back and enjoy a strong ocean view at the same time. From a balance standpoint, it's one of the most dynamic locations here. Now, the trade off is privacy because you're right next to the pool and central activity areas. There's constant movement around you. You're in a high visibility location with steady pool traffic nearby. This is more of a showcase space than a secluded retreat. If you want dramatic views, strong energy, and direct pool access all in one, this is one of the strongest overall options at the Royal Beach Club. Let's move over to Paradise Beach. If Chill Beach is energy, Paradise Beach is relaxation. The Beach Cabana and Spacious Beach Cabana at Paradise Beach immediately feel calmer the moment you walk over. There's less noise, less movement, less foot traffic. You're closer to the water, and that alone changes the experience. Instead of looking out over rows of loungers or a busy pool, you're looking at open ocean. The views here are stronger, more natural, and more immersive. It feels more like a traditional beach day. The overall atmosphere is noticeably more private and less chaotic. This is the kind of spot where you can actually hear the waves. Now, the trade off is convenience. You're farther from the main pool areas and some of the central amenities. So, if you're traveling with kids who constantly want to bounce between the pool and the beach, this location requires a bit more movement. But if your goal is to slow down, sit back, read a book, enjoy a drink, and actually unwind, this is a much better fit. Paradise Beach feels intentional, it feels quieter, and for adults especially, it may be the most relaxing section of the entire beach club. The ocean at Paradise Beach is the better fit. Now let's talk about the pool cabana at Paradise Beach. This one is very seasonal. In the cooler months, it becomes extremely appealing. You step directly out of your cabana into a heated pool. And when the ocean is cold, which it can be in winter, that matters. The water may look incredible, but you're not always running into it. Having warm water 2 steps away feels luxurious. But here's why I call this seasonal. It's actually a pretty good walk from this cabana down to the beach. So if your ideal day is going back and forth between your cabana and the ocean, this location isn't as convenient. In warmer months, when the ocean is comfortable and inviting, that distance becomes more noticeable. Now, here's what you need to understand about privacy. There isn't a designated walkway between the cabana and the pool loungers. That space is intended to be part of your private cabana area. But because it's open and visually accessible, people naturally cut through it. We experienced a steady stream of guests walking through that gap, stopping, looking in, sometimes lingering out of curiosity. It may vary depending on placement, but for us, it noticeably reduced the privacy factor and at times felt intrusive. When you're paying for a premium cabana, privacy matters. So if you're traveling in cooler months and value heated water access over beach proximity, this is a strong option. If you're visiting in peak summer and plan to spend most of your time in the ocean, you may want to consider one of the beachfront cabanas instead. Now let's talk about Party Cove. This area is built for energy. If you want music, activity, and a true social atmosphere, this is where it's happening. This is the liveliest section of the entire beach club. There's constant movement, music playing, people gathering, and a noticeably higher volume level compared to the rest of the property. If Paradise Beach feels like a retreat, Party Cove feels like an event. The VIP party deck itself sits on the second level. That means every time you enter or exit your cabana, you're going up and down a full flight of stairs. It's not necessarily a deal breaker, but it's something to think about, especially if you're carrying drinks, food, or traveling with older guests. Once you're upstairs, there's plenty of couch style seating and shaded space to gather. It's comfortable for conversation, it's great for groups. But here's the major trade off: there are no dedicated loungers in the sun within your cabana space. So if your idea of a perfect beach day includes laying out and soaking up the sun in your reserved area, you can't really do that here. You'd have to leave your cabana and find a lounger in the general seating areas. For a premium cabana, not having a built in sunbathing zone is a real consideration. This space is designed for socializing, celebrating, and being part of the action. It's not designed for quiet relaxation. If you're booking for a birthday bachelor or bachelorette party, large friend group, or anything high energy, this can be a perfect fit. But if you're looking to unwind, read a book, or lay in the sun in peace, this probably isn't the right choice. And now, the ultimate family cabana. This is less a cabana and more a private beach house for the day. The scale alone sets it apart. You're not just getting a shaded seating area, you're getting a 2 level private structure with real separation from the rest of the beach club. Upstairs, you have a private upper deck that gives you sweeping views over the beach and ocean. It feels exclusive, it feels elevated, and most importantly, it feels private. Downstairs, there's ample shaded seating, dining space, and room for everyone in your group to spread out comfortably. This is not a tight setup where people are bumping into each other. There is space to breathe. You have a dedicated attendant focused specifically on your cabana. You have a private bathroom, which at a busy beach club is a significant upgrade. There are exclusive food options that you don't get in the standard cabanas. And yes, you even have your own slide built into the structure, which makes this especially appealing for families with kids. But what really separates this cabana is the privacy. You're not dealing with constant foot traffic cutting through your space. You're not exposed to pool crowds. You're not fighting for sun loungers. This feels controlled, it feels intentional, it feels premium. Now, the obvious downside is price. This is the top tier option and it's priced accordingly. If it's just 2 or 3 people, it's probably overkill and difficult to justify. But if you split this between 2 families or a larger group, the value equation changes dramatically. When you break it down per person and factor in the private space, the bathroom access, the service, and the exclusivity, it starts to make much more sense. If you want the most complete, most private, and most elevated experience the Royal Beach Club offers, this is the one. So here's the final breakdown. If views are your top priority, here's the honest comparison. Worst for views, the Chill Beach Cabanas. Best for views, the Panoramic Pool Cabana. If you're traveling in the cooler months and want warm water right outside your cabana, the Pool Cabana at Paradise Beach is the smartest seasonal booking. If your goal is true relaxation and ocean atmosphere, Paradise Beach Cabanas offer the calmest overall experience. If you're celebrating and want energy, music, and a social vibe, Party Cove is built for that. And if you want the most private, most complete, and most elevated experience available at the Royal Beach Club, the ultimate family cabana stands on its own. If this video helped you decide which cabana is right for you, please like and subscribe.